Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. Welcome back to another awesome video. Today is gonna be interesting. Today, I finally, finally get to talk about this. I've been wanting to talk about this for months, and I've been wanting to do this for months. And for any of you that do tune in and jump on into this live stream, you guys are probably like, whoa, it's been what feels like ages. It feels like centuries. It feels like decades since it's been a stream happening here. And you know, I'm gonna clarify it for anyone that tunes in, and for anyone who checks this out on the replay. Is this gonna be permanent? No, this is only temporary. This is only gonna be a 2-day temporary situation. And before we address the whole big thing I want to talk about, which it's clear in the thumbnail, or it's clear in the title at least, or yeah, it's clear in the thumbnail and in the title. But before we get into this, before we get into anything, the reason I'm doing this, and it's temporary, the reason why I'm not like, hey, let's continue doing our series like we did with Spider-Man, Security Breach, Kingdom Hearts, and all this sort of stuff, is because one, I want to talk about this for months, and two, this is temporary because, let's say this. I don't want to say too much detail, but basically my folks are out of town. I want to take advantage of the opportunity, so that's my honest truth. But the other legitimate thing for why it's been a hot minute since we've done anything, and all that, and some of you already know the situation, but it's been a personal issue that's been going on. Some of you already know. Some of you already know. A lot of you don't know, and some of you may find out, but it's a personal issue that I've just had going on in my life that I'm just not ready to share with the entire world of the internet and YouTube. So, for the past months, I've basically said to you guys privately what's been happening, or I've been saying that, yeah, there's just not going to be streams for a while. So, I've been pretty much kind of like being very honest and blunt, but then also at the same time to some of you I'm like, it's just gonna be a while, okay? Not that you guys were cramming for streams again, but some of you have been curious to know. And so a lot of you, not a lot of you, maybe I'm saying a lot of you as an exaggeration, but a majority of you, I said, hey, this is what's been really going on, and here's why. And like I said, you guys know who you are, some of you know, and some of you will find out, and other than that, I just don't want this to be a huge personal thing yet on the internet until I feel like, yeah, maybe I should share this. I just don't feel it yet. I don't know what it is. I don't know what is going to be the breaking point for me that's going to make me go, hey, this is what's been happening, and hey, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I want to do it in a video, if I want to do it in a stream. I might not even talk about it, whatever the ordeal is. On YouTube, my point is, some of you know, some of you will not know, and that's not like I don't trust you guys. It's just more like I don't want to publicly be like, hey, I've had this thing going on for a while, so whoop-de-doo. And I rather it been just how I think I went out, I did it. I think the way I approached it was a lot better than how I think I approached it a lot better than I expected it. So I'm very happy about that. So nonetheless, this is going to be temporary. I'm streaming tonight. I will be streaming tomorrow morning. And if you guys want, if you guys give those likes going, maybe, or maybe not, I might do a third stream tomorrow as well, since tomorrow I'm off. But so far, it's this, and it's another stream you guys will see with Shadow of War. So, reason why I choose Shadow of War is because this is the only equivalent free roaming thing I could think of. And I know you're thinking to yourself, why not just use Spider-Man? I'd rather not use Spider-Man because I want to save that for when we're done with the story and we're done with the entire, like, we're almost done with the story. But it's just the fact of, hey, let's just wait a little bit and then not use that until we reach the finale. I wanna do Spider-Man once we actually do the finale, and that's when you see that up, when you guys see whether it's Spider-Man, Security Breach, Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance, or any other series that we've started so far, that will be me saying, hey, now is our opportunity and our chance to start streaming series again and start those streams again and do those game series again. But now is not the time. I would take that advantage, but then I don't want to keep you guys' hopes up and expectations up to where you're like, yeah, the next episode's going to be tomorrow, right? It's like, no, you know? So I don't want to do that to you guys, and I don't want you guys to be disappointed. So that's, and then plus it's just mainly the personal matter, and hopefully once it's at least normal somewhat, then I could be like, okay, let's regroup and get back to our regular shows and everything. But for now, I just wanted to do this because my initial plan back in March was I wanted to talk about this for a while. Also, Tom, do you hear me? Please let me know, because it's been a little while. It's been a couple, like, I was about to say years. No, it's been more than a couple months, so please tell me. I'd appreciate that 100%, buddy. And I will fix things up and get all situated later. So, in the meantime, let's get back to the show. So, I wanted to do this originally. I wanted to do this back during March Marvel Madness. I had this idea. I wanted to do this live stream podcast thing. This would have been a great topic to talk about, and it was so convenient too that I wanted to talk about this during March, about the whole situation that happened with Kang and the MCU and things like that, and Jonathan Majors and all that. And I was like, hey, I was gonna get myself ready to do it, and we had did episode like 10, I think, of Spider-Man, and I was ready to be like, let's do the next series or next episode. Next you know, the situation kind of happens, and kind of, not that it kind of happened that moment, that day, but it was like the personal matter had been a thing that's been happening before February, before 2024, but something happened in February that just, it went bam, everything just went shattered and went out the drain from that point on. And I was like, oh, this is going to be interesting. So, if that didn't happen, if that situation didn't happen, and everything would have been fine, and everything would have smooth sailing, this would have been a good podcast I wanted to do, because at this time, or during March, or after March, was the whole allegations and everything with Jonathan Majors. What's his future going to happen, and what are we going to do about Kang? And you know what? I still want to talk about this, even though it has lost its relevance, but I think this would be at least a good icebreaker to be like, hey, this is a temporary stream, or this is a temporary, like, moment or capsule in time where, hey, 1 to 2 or 3 days maybe, I could stream, and then we'll just go back to content. I mean, there's still going to be videos. I'm going to record something literally after the stream? Yeah, I'm going to record something after the stream. If not, probably record it tomorrow, give or take. The point is, there's still going to be videos coming in, but here's my chance. I was like, stream! Do something for once, because it's been holding me back, even though it is something personal that's like, it's understandable not to stream, but the encouragement and the not the enticement, but the ideal and the concept of like, hey, I want to get back into streaming was not in the cards for me. And then today I was like, you know what, let me just test the waters, put my feet in just a little bit, let them sit in there, let them relax, get those little piggies in there, let them swim, and then put them back out, take them out, and then go back and then walk around and then take a little walk and put them in the sand. I don't know. But so we're going to go into what is happening with the MCU. I have no idea what's happening with the MCU. I do know. But we, as a group, as a society, as a fan base, me personally, I don't think we know what is happening with like Avengers 5 and 6. I mean, we do, but we don't. Because it's like the moment that Marvel said, hey, Jonathan Majors, we're going to officially kick you out and fire you as Kang. So we either, and now it's been up in the air about what is their thing, and there's been too many rumors and too many, I don't know if it's been confirmations or rumors, but the point is there's been too many things going on in the air about, hey, we might not even get Kang, like they might just totally just retcon the Kang thing, and just by Avengers 5 we all of a sudden see a new villain, and it'd just be so freaking weird to see. Because it'd be like, after all the buildup of Kang, he's one we have to worry about, and He Who Remains, and everything that was leading to it, the Council, all this stuff, it'd be like it'd go down the drain without any justification or satisfactory. And I'm not expecting that. We need more of the like. Okay, I'm not expecting them to. How do I put this? Because I feel like there's various of ways I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because I want to be like, hey, I want them to keep Kang and not have to go into all of a sudden reintroduce a new villain. But I feel like that is also in their cards, is they want to. But I think the smartest thing, or the easiest thing they want to do, is if they really want to bring in a new villain towards Avengers 5 into Avengers 6, is whoever it is. I think the thing they could do is keep Kang Dynasty, or not even call it Kang Dynasty. If they don't want to have anything Kang in the title, just have it be Avengers Dynasty. I mean, we had Avengers Endgame. How about Avengers Dynasty? So that would still imply the Kang Dynasty. But maybe at the end of the movie, at the end of Avengers 5, have it be something where it's like, oh my gosh, we might not be able to defeat Kang. We might not have the upper advantage here, and all this other stuff. And maybe the odds are against the Avengers, and whoever is going to be in this is going to be in this movie, in Avengers 5. And just when we think, oh no, this is it, someone just from the ashes just kills Kang right there and then. But here's the twist, is what if it's a villain? I think that could be their way of integrating a new villain by putting a bookend and closing the book and closing the chapter on Kang, but introducing a new chapter with someone like, I mean, there's 5 or countless of villains they can do, but there's 5 that come to my mind that it seems like Marvel really is intrigued to do, or people have been rumoring could be the next multiversal threat, with the likes of, there's Doctor Doom, there's the Beyonder. I still think the Beyonder. I know there's not been talks of the Beyonder, but I think it just makes sense because Secret Wars had a lot to do with the Beyonder, and if you want to have this big multiversal war, the Beyonder was kind of the one that kind of threw the pawns around and basically said, hey, entertain me while I destroy your world, sort of ordeal, by throwing in all these variants and all this other stuff that just happened during Secret Wars and the Secret War. So I think it just, even if Marvel and the MCU and Disney does not want to do anything with the Beyonder, I still think they could do something with him. There's, so Doom, Beyonder. There's, who did I say earlier I was thinking of? There was, I guess you could have Galactus. I really don't think they'll use Galactus, but they could still. There's rumors of Mephisto, which would kind of feel out of left field, but it would make some sense, because it could be like, hey, I've been kind of like in the shadows, letting everything kind of play out, and then next, I'm gonna sneak in and then take my have my moment, if you will. So like, if it is Mephisto, hypothetically, there's Kang, and Mephisto just kills him, and he's like, now I could take over, and since you laid the groundwork for me, Kang, now I'm gonna rule the multiverse, or I'm gonna rule the Earth, or whatever shit he would want. Honestly, he's the fucking devil. He can have anything, really, if he wanted to, but I don't know. I feel like Mephisto's not one they've introduced yet, unless we're gonna go into the Agatha Harkness, Covenant, Chaos, Darkness, Dimension, Darkhold, whatever series it's called, whatever the case is. I feel like they could use her, not use her, but they could use that show to be like, maybe this is where we introduce Mephisto, and here's our little like gateway into bringing him into the MCU, and then boom, full-fledged Avenger villain. I don't know. I mean, he was a big threat somewhat to the Midnight Suns, so he could be an Avenger level threat. I don't know. Just throwing that out there. Or there's the possibility of this has been recently rumored of King Thanos, a Thanos variant showing up, and I think that would be intriguing, because I think Thanos is a villain that we all are familiar with, and I think people would be like, oh wow, to bring Thanos back. I think people really like Thanos, and I am a sucker for him. And also, it would also mean that it would play into the argument that, oh my gosh, the multiverse saga has been terrible. Phase 4, Phase 5 has been absolute shit, and it has had no coherent story whatsoever. And it should have been like, oh, we miss the Infinity Saga, we miss that arc, we miss how complex and how well crafted that was. At least using King Thanos could maybe not make it make sense, but it would kind of come back again, where it's like, oh, it's a variant of Kang. It's a variant of Thanos. That kind of could be interesting. And I can just kind of hear it. I can just see the scene. There's Majors as Kang, or someone else as Kang, and he's got the Avengers down on their knees. And next thing you know, Thanos just stabs Kang with his big old spear sword, or his propeller sword that he used in Endgame, and he just goes, "Thank you, Kang. You've done all my dirty work. And now that you've opened my reality, I can claim yours." And then, boom! Cut to black, fade to black, credits roll, see you in Secret Wars, see you in Avengers 6. So, that could be something that could be played into it. That could be something that could be a plan, or something like that. And all that jazz. So, whatever happens, I still think they should at least keep Kang. I don't want them to be like, hey, I don't want Loki season 2 to be like, hey, that was the end of the Kang saga, which they could easily do, and it would make sense. But my problem with that is, if you do that, it feels like the Council of Kangs it doesn't feel as intimidating, it doesn't feel as threatening, because, so, if you haven't realized, we're going to go into some spoilers of the MCU. If you don't care, you can stay tuned. If you do care, and you have seen all these things associated with the MCU, then by all means, stick around. But Loki Season 2 had the whole closing of the book that, hey, He Who Remains is gone. Technically, Kang from the quantum realm was destroyed. The council is still out there, running amok, perhaps. And I feel like they could easily kind of go, hey, let's just have the TVA deal with Kang, and then that's it, and we introduce a new threat. But that's the problem that I don't want them to do. It makes sense, but then I feel like it'd be shifting villains halfway into the multiverse saga, when we haven't even got to Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. I feel like it would be basically disposing of Kang too soon. It'd be disposing of him too soon without giving him too much of a big moment for him to fight all the Avengers, because this is a villain that deserves to fight the Avengers, and he's fought the Avengers, and he's proved his ranks with villains like Thanos, Ultron, Loki, the Skrulls. We can go into Dormammu. I know these aren't Avenger enemies, but these are Avenger level types that would require more than one person to destroy or defeat or kill. So, Kang's up there, and I'd hate for them to kind of dismiss him halfway in, and then Season 2 of Loki is just like, that's it for him, we're done, and then just move on. Because there's just still a bit of potential, even if people don't give a shit about Kang anymore. There's that part of me that's like, I can see why people would not give a shit, but there's the part of me that wants to see more and wants this to at least be to all come full circle and make sense, even if that makes sense. Does that make sense? But seriously though, even if using that excuse as yeah, us TVA characters, we'll deal with Kang, he'll be gone by next week, and all those variants, we'll close the portal on him and everything, it would just feel like a very half-assed off-screen thing. And I guess you could be like, yeah, that's the end of that chapter, and then the next chapter is whatever villain. But the thing is, the next Avengers movies feel like the end of the multiverse saga. And I don't think they're going to continue with the multiverse saga going forward after Avengers 6. Even if they decide, hey, let's do another multiverse movie. I don't see them all of a sudden opening up another multiversal threat just halfway through and then all of a sudden his arc is gone. It'd be like if all of a sudden they introduced King Thanos after this, after Deadpool and Wolverine, and then it would just feel, it would feel like half an arc is gone, half of a chapter is done, and half of another chapter is done, but both chapters are not fully complete. That just sounded really good, actually. I'm not even trying to boast myself or be humble, but that actually sounded really good. And then when I said that in my head and said that out loud, I was like, that just made my argument just that good, because I was trying to find my way back around and say, how's this gonna make sense that this would make sense, but yet it wouldn't make sense. So it's like a 50-50 thing, because again, one more time, I do want to say this genuinely, is that it'd feel like half a chapter is closed, but it doesn't feel complete. So having Kang all of a sudden be, that's it for him, and it wouldn't feel like, it wouldn't be justified, it wouldn't feel complete, because it's like, okay, we were building up to him to being this Avenger level threat. He appeared in multiple films and TV shows for a reason, and his reason was just to be off in Loki in a TV show that probably not a lot of people are watching, and not because it's terrible, it's an excellent show, but it's the fact of that some people, which I don't blame, some people don't have Disney Plus, and some people can't keep up with these MCU TV shows. So when they go to these movies, it's like, what the hell is happening? So it would just feel weird that all of a sudden, oh, this Kang guy is an Ant-Man villain, and they were building up to him, and what? He's not going to show up as an Avenger-level threat? What was the point? It'd feel like everything would feel detrimented. And even if they do the Kang Thanos thing as the next chapter, it'd feel detrimented. Because, again, it's a chapter that, yeah, it's half complete. It's half full. It's half empty. But it's not complete. So it would run into that scenario, in my opinion. So I feel like at least Avengers 5 could be the final curtain call for Kang, and then we can move into the next level threat. And if they want to keep like the next Avenger level person, if it's gonna be the Beyonder or whoever, or even King Thanos, or heck, I think they have various villains they can pull that have already been introduced in the MCU, and one of them hugely is Infinity Vision from Marvel's What If. I think not a lot of people really care for Marvel's What If, and are just like, it's just an animated series, and that what is its purpose in the multiverse saga, other than just, hey, these are MCU multiverses. What else is the ramification? What is the justification of all of this? So I think having him show up would be intriguing, like in live action form, bring in Infinity Ultron, and making like a return to Ultron would be intriguing, since people are like, oh man, Ultron was kind of a disappointment, which I kind of disagree. But if you want to bring back a villain, or a variant of a villain, besides King Thanos, there's a variant for you. Bring in Infinity Ultron, this version of Ultron that succeeded in his plan at the end of Age of Ultron by having Vision's body. But not only that, he acquired all 6 Infinity Stones, and he killed all of his Avengers, and now he's explored the multiverse. So why not give him that justification? Why not give him that opportunity and that redemption to show up and be a bigger threat? I think that would really be fantastic. At least he can be a threat that you can have in Secret Wars. Maybe he can come back, maybe not. Still, the point is, whoever they introduce in Avengers 5 into Avengers 6 could be, like, I don't know. Like, I don't want it to be like a wasted villain, but it could be someone that they either kill and they think they've got rid of, but there's a chance that he might come back. Like, I think if they're going to go with Doctor Doom, that's another possibility, is that, oh, Doom tried to take over the multiverse, but then he was thwarted. I don't think he should die, because Doom is a character that could be kept around for a good couple of years, like Loki. So I think that'd be interesting. And especially, I think it'd be really cool is if at some point, like Avengers 7, if it gets to Avengers 7, is they decide, that they need all the help they can get against whoever's going to be the Avengers' seventh enemy, even if it's Galactus, even if it is even if it is Dormammu, or even if it is hell, it could be someone like it could be oh shit, what's his name? Mr. Sinister, or not Magneto, X-Men villains, even if they go down the mutant saga and they decide, let's do that, I think they could still be like, hey, Doctor Doom, we know we've had our differences, but we need to stop this threat, or something. I don't know. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense is my point. That is all I'm asking, is make it make sense, Disney. And I see all of you here, and I am very happy to see all of you here, so don't you worry. I am not discouraged, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going on my thing, so don't you worry. I think I'm gonna stop for a second, and I see all of you, so I'm very happy to see you guys. See you, Tom. I see you, Mage Wolf. I see you, Wolf. I see you, Cyber. How you guys doing today? Like I said earlier, I'm gonna kind of not repeat this too much, but I'm at least kind of like at least make this like a reassuring thing that this is just temporary due to just I haven't streamed for a while due to a personal matter, and some of you know, some of you don't know. It's nothing personal. It's just I don't feel exposing this on the internet just yet. I don't know if this is something I will expose to the internet, but it's just a personal thing I've had for a couple months that has kind of made me go and say, I can't stream. This kind of not throws me off, but kind of throws me off, sort of thing. So it kind of puts me in it's like a barrier, and it's a barrier that I could easily just kind of brush off a little bit and kind of be like, you know what, even with this going on, let me continue and strive, but I still just don't, it just doesn't have that same rhythm to me. It doesn't have that same vibe to me, because, let me just put it this way. I don't want to get into too much detail, but let's just put it this way. I feel very more comfortable, let's just put it this way, I feel very more comfortable streaming when I'm just by myself in the house. And I feel comfortable that way because I just feel like I can be as loud as I want to. I could be as weird as I want to. Not that I can't be weird, but I feel I can be a little more weirder than I wish to be. And I run on my own schedule. It gives me my own schedule. So, like, when things were normal, I felt like, hey, I'm home alone for a good couple of hours. I can cram in my stream. I can then go to work. I can then do this. You know, I prioritize myself and make it like my own personal life schedule, kind of putting my mind in, like, a sense of, if this is how I was living by myself. Like, if I had to basically go, hey, I'm going to stream, I'm going to go to work, and then come home, and do this, and repeat the process. Or I have to go out and do errands, come home, stream, and it gives me like this sense of like independence when I do this on my own and home alone. So I know a lot of you can relate to that, and I do appreciate that, especially you, Cyber. And don't worry, I see you, Geo. You're all, don't worry, I am acknowledging all of you. I'm just kind of flowing and feeling right now. So I feel more comfortable in that sense. Now, the question arises, not that you guys are all asking this, but the question arises, is this going to be how I am when Bella and I are living together? No. If she's here, I'm going to want to have her, like, if I'm streaming, she comes home, that's great. If she and I are sitting here on a couch or on my floor here, great. I'd feel comfortable. But for whatever reason, I just feel, when it comes to my parents, I feel more comfortable doing this alone. And then if my fiance was living with me, like, let's say if we owned this house right now, I'd have her right here sitting next to me. Or if she was in the other room, she is more than likely to, like, more than welcome to come over here or something like that and sit next to me and stuff like that. So it's nothing personal. It's just, I feel that's how I would operate. So that's why I'm doing this now, and it's just temporary until Wednesday. So tomorrow you guys will get another stream, and maybe tomorrow night. depending on how things go. And if you guys maybe give these some support, if you give this some support for today and tomorrow morning, then tomorrow night there will be another stream of, let's just say of your choosing. But we'll go into that tomorrow. But anyways, let's get back on track a little bit sort of here. And if you guys want, you can leave stuff in the chat. Leave some suggestions, leave some comments, leave some concerns, whatever it is you feel like leaving. That's all fine and dandy here. I'm fine with that. I'm not too concerned. Whatever you guys feel okay with, that's cool. If you're not, then that's okay too. So, whatever floats your boat, guys. I just appreciate all of you being here is all that matters. And, you know, I miss streaming, even if it just means just me sitting here talking about the most absurd shit in the world and the most absurd crud out there. I just feel like I low-key have missed this. So we've been going on about Kang a bit. So you know what? Speaking of Kang, getting back on track a little bit, we've talked about like what could be like I guess the next thing, like how could they keep Kang and also at the same time get rid of Kang. How about let's go into a little bit of other stuff with the character, and why we're talking about this is because you're probably asking yourself, for any of you that isn't caught up with the MCU, which I don't blame you, some of you might have bailed after Infinity Saga, which I'm not saying like any beef. I mean, I'm saying that as like it's just observation that a lot of people were like, nah, I stopped after Endgame, I stopped after this movie, the MCU hasn't been the same for me, so I don't blame people. So if anyone that hasn't been caught up, why are we talking about this Kang guy, and what are you rambling on about? So what's happened is that back since like 2023, we've had this whole situation since March of 2023 that Jonathan Majors, the actor who played Kang the Conqueror, and who played him in Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, and who also played He Who Remains, a variant of Kang, in Loki Season 1, which, by the way, if any of you care for spoilers, you guys don't have to listen to this, but you're more than welcome to if you still want to or don't care, that's okay. So, nonetheless, which, by the way, I should change, before I continue, I want to change my thumbnail, and I do want to do something real quick. So, I think while I'm sitting here, you guys are more than welcome to leave whatever you'd like if you have anything for me. If not, just amongst, like, converse with one another. You know, that's also cool, too. I'm just happy that I took advantage of this, let's just say, for better or worse, more or less. Anyways. Well, that's very appreciated too, Gio, and also Tom, because I don't want to keep feeling like I'm ignoring all of you. But I mean, whichever you prefer to do, whichever you think is more comfortable or more up your alley, whatever you feel confident in, whatever your heart's desire is, do it. I know that's plain simple. It's easier said than done, but you know, we're on this planet for however long, and we should make the most of it. Live a little, however we want to. And yeah, we have our limitations, but I feel like we could still do stuff even with the limitations that we have. Or try not to worry about those limitations, because we really shouldn't be in this situation of, like how life sucks. I mean, life sucks, but let's keep on punching. Let's keep on moving. Keep on walking. Keep running. If you want to keep going for that mile and go for that jog, go for that marathon, you run that marathon. You want to be an artist, you keep painting. If you want to be a scientist, you keep experimenting. So whatever you guys want to do, don't be scared to say otherwise. Like, don't be scared and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna give up. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, that's what I mean by, like, if you don't care, that's totally understandable, because it is one of those things that people are very much on the spectrum on, and I don't blame people, but I think I'm just really I just want them to succeed. I just want them to really do well and actually make some good stuff. And not that there isn't. I mean, in my opinion, and maybe to other critics, other audience goers, whatever the case is, I feel there is some good in the multiverse saga so far, but I don't blame people for saying no, I just can't get into it. It's just I don't own Disney Plus. I can't keep up with the TV shows. The movies are too convoluted, this, that, and they're not the same. So I don't blame people. I don't blame you 100%. If anything, yeah, I actually could see that. I could agree to an extent. So I don't see it as like, I can't believe you're a traitor. No, doesn't matter to me. I don't care. It's your money. It's what you want to do with your it's whatever you want to do with this. So yeah. So with so back to Majors. Majors was an actor. He remains in Loki season 1. He was a variant of Kang the Conqueror. That was our first introduction to him, and then we see him 2 years later in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, during the release of it, or after the release of the movie, the actor was accused of allegations of he might have assaulted or abused or harassed his ex-girlfriend. So, I'm not gonna touch too much on this subject, but basically this is just context. And personally, I was like up and down about this whole predicament, and like, oh, was he really innocent? Was he guilty? I wanted to plead for him, and I pleaded for him for a while because I was like, this feels like a Johnny Depp Amber Heard situation where you have a woman that is playing the victim, and unfortunately, the male, I guess not prosecutor, but the male person would be evicted and convicted and go to jail because of something they didn't do and something they didn't commit. So that was my worry, and it was still my thing for a while. And at a certain point, I was like, maybe this is actually all happening. But then, evidence arose. Yeah, evidence arose about he could have been innocent. And there was the whole interview he had on the ABC Tonight Show, whoever he interviewed, whatever it is, the NBC channel, whatever, breaking news. It was literally, I think, this past year. If not, was it this past year? Well, not this past year, but this past February or this past January. Recent, like 2024, I remember the whole thing dropped that Majors was on this Tonight Show or whatever show, 60 seconds it was. 60 seconds he was on, I think it was about, or something, and this woman was like, oh, what happened? Oh, well, what happened with Majors was, what happened with me, Majors, what happened with me was, my girlfriend at the time was harassing me and abusing me, and I was trying to, depend for me and depend for her because I had such expectations for myself because, hey, I'm an actor of my color, I'm an actor of our color, of our race, and I have so much on my plate and I have so much at stake here, and I've been hitting it like blockbuster after success after nomination and everything, and having these great performances, going from his first debut in it was a show about it was the show with Cthulhu, I think it was, not Cthulhu, there was some sort of, Lovecraft Country, that's what it was, Lovecraft Country was the show that he did, and then he was great, and then from that point on, he was just a tremendous actor, from being in movies like The Five Bloods, and he did another Netflix movie called, The Harder They Fall, and he then worked his way into the MCU, and then he got a role in Creed 3, and it was like everything was just hitting success after success after success for Majors, and maybe he was pushing himself to the limit, and there was a lot of stress on him that maybe he might have lashed out and might have did this, but I don't know if that's still excusable. However, I still feel like after the whole thing and even thinking about it, not trying to be like, oh, trying to defend the male gender because I am for equality, but I am one not trying to defend a male gender because I'm a male gender. It's mainly because the fact of his ex was a bit toxic to him. She wasn't Amber Heard, but she was almost as bad. I think her name was Grace or something with Grace in her name. I don't remember, but all I know is that she was the one that attacked him when he got out of the limo, and he proceeded to run and be chased down. So there's a whole thing like, oh, I supposedly like scratched her ear, but that was maybe like self-harm to play the victim, sort of thing. Whatever the case is, let's all stray away from this and basically just, long story short, he was put in jail for I think a good amount of time, and then I don't know about the ex, but I hope she did at least get some sort of like punishment, so that way it was not fair, but it would make sense because, hey, because Mr. Majors, you were accused of this, and even though you did hit her, you're gonna go to jail. However, you, on the other hand, Miss whatever your name is, Grace, let's just call her Grace because I really don't remember her name, Miss Grace, you did harass and assault Mr. Majors, so you have at least jail time, and Mr. Majors, you will receive jail time. I don't know if that's what happened, but I like to think that's what happened. If that didn't happen, I think she still deserves she gets what she deserves. I mean, Amber didn't get what she deserved, and I still think she does to this day, because I can't look at her the same way with how she treated Johnny Depp. I know some people disagree and defend her, but honestly, like, what she did to him was really heartbreaking, just to see Johnny just sit there. Even though he defended himself, still the court was like, sorry Johnny, we're gonna cut you off with Disney, cut you off with Warner Brothers, cut you off with everybody in the industry, and even though you're a famous actor and you're probably still, like, you're not on the streets and everything, even though you're still living well, we're gonna still treat you like you don't belong in society. Like, that's how people see Johnny. And that's the thing that I worried with Majors, was that Jonathan Majors would get the same treatment because of this person, because of Miss Grace. I don't remember her name. You guys can look it up. I don't feel like it right now, but I think her name was Grace. Either way, it's one of those things that he went to prison and he's back, and he's already going to be in a movie. So this raises the question for me that there could be a chance that maybe Jonathan Majors could reprise the role of Kang if Marvel decides to. And I think Marvel should, because, like, Johnny Depp was done dirty, unfortunately, because of the whole thing that Amber Heard did. And that's what kind of is the most heartbreaking thing, because Johnny had such a good relationship with Hollywood and everyone loved him. And Disney and him had a good relationship with all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and hell, Johnny went out of his way to do. He appeared as Jack Sparrow briefly at Disneyland for Pirates of the Caribbean. Like, he was like, "Hey, let me be in character, and I'll do my thing, and then it'll look like I'm real, and I'm one of the animatronics, but they'll see that I'm right there, and it's actually me, because I want to do a special event for everybody." Like, he did special things with them, and they had a good relationship, and that's kind of torn. That's, like, just tarnished. That's the word. So I feel like I don't want Marvel to make the same mistake, and I don't want them to repeat history. So they could bring him back and bring Jonathan Majors back and be like, "Hey, we did let you go, but we will offer you this amount of money to come back. At least offer the money. At least give him an offer. And if Jonathan Majors says no, then that's his choice. If he says he does want to do it, then that is his choice nonetheless. At least give Majors the offer and say, hey, we're going to offer you $50 million if you come back as Kang. We'll have you appear maybe in a cameo in the next Marvel movie, and then we'll start doing production, or we'll have you in Avengers 5. Does that work? And if Major says yes, great. If he doesn't, that's his call. Because we can't force him to come back if he doesn't feel comfortable after how he was treated. I mean, Johnny Depp even was like, I don't want to come back. He doesn't like Disney anymore. He's not a fan of Disney. Disney kind of stabbed him in the back. And he was the one that was holding the knife. You know? So, it was just devastating. So, let's get back to the chat for a second here, people. I do want to catch up on your chats. I see some of you guys kind of like asking me stuff and saying some things too. So I will catch up on you guys in a moment. So don't feel left out. I mean, we are going to talk about Kang. We are talking about Kang the Conqueror. So we are basically still on the same subject, just digressing a little bit away from it, but not too away from it. So that's just this is just all my thoughts. If this happens, awesome. If it doesn't, then what are we going to do? There's nothing we could do. Let me see this. Yeah, I did see the, I saw, that was already a thing, the McDonald's toys, Geo. I think it's interesting because the movie hasn't come out yet. It's supposed to come out next year, but they already wanted to release their McDonald's toys for whatever reason. If anything, I would have released, like, Marvel Legends, maybe Funkos, teasing, like, hey, we're gonna see these characters. I mean, we already had this idea that we would see Red Hulk. Like, that was confirmed because Harrison Ford's going to be Thunderbolt Ross, and he's going to be Red Hulk, so that makes sense. We already got confirmed. We already were confirmed that Joaquin Torres was going to be Falcon, and we already saw leaks and set photos and pictures of Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, as Captain America in his new Captain America outfit. So, I mean, they're obviously trying to get this movie going and hyping and getting it hyped, because I think not a lot of people are very excited for this one. I'm excited, but I'm skeptical about A Brave New World, because it feels like there is a lot of plot and subplots happening that I'm worried it's gonna be a mess. But I'm excited because this is gonna be Sam Wilson's, finally, his Captain America movie. He already was Captain America before this movie because of Falcon and Winter Soldier, but to see him debut on the big screen for people would be awesome, and for us to see Red Hulk would be awesome, and for us to see who Giancarlo Esposito is going to be awesome, and for us to see all these people kind of show up in the MCU, like, on the big screen, because She-Hulk's supposedly supposed to come back, and there's other things that the reason why there's Thunderbolt Ross is involved is because, hey, there's this thing with the Celestial from the Eternals movie, and we need to destroy that, and we're going to take its DNA or use it for minerals and materials and for things like vibranium or whatever, and we're gonna try and make Captain America a legal hero, like Civil War style again, kind of thing, which I guess kind of makes sense, but it's still gonna be at odds of Sam Wilson fighting off the government, kind of like how Steve Rogers was on the run from S.H.I.E.L.D. because Hydra was underneath S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole time. You mean Red Wing, Tom? I think they have Red Wing. I think they had him in Civil War briefly, and I think he was still usable, not disposable, but kind of was just used here and there in the series, in the Falcon and Winter Soldier series. I remember. I do remember that a little bit. It's been a hot minute since I've actually watched that series, but I did like that a lot. It's one of my favorite series of the MCU shows so far, like, in recent years. Because I remember, I think, if I were to rank the shows briefly, real quick, I would say, I think right now my favorite is Loki. with the combination of both season 1 and season 2, that is my favorite. I think, honest to God. I love how they really handled this redemption for Loki, and they turned him into like more of a fleshed out character. And we already had him fleshed out, and he had his iconic hero arc in Infinity War and Redemption, but I like that this show really gave him a moment to just shine even more, and Hiddleston was just so transcendent. So that's my first favorite. My second favorite, I think, would have to be Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think after that would follow Moon Knight, because I really liked Moon Knight, and I'm glad that finally Disney decided to do a series on him, because I remember he was in such rumor mill hell. He was such in rumor hell and in production hell, because I remember back in the Netflix era of the MCU, like when they had Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage, Moon Knight was rumored to have a series on Netflix, and once they made Disney Plus, they announced, hey, we're gonna do Moon Knight. I was like, awesome. And then it turned out really great. It was a little more violent, and I liked it. Speaking of violence, I think Echo would be next. Actually, no. I still like WandaVision. I like WandaVision still. I like that a lot. I had a lot of fun with WandaVision. I know people don't like it. I really love it. It was the right amount that I needed. It was the exact thing I needed during 2021, and I just loved the whole sitcom thing. Then what would be after that? Maybe Echo? I'm trying to remember all the shows. Actually, you know what? I will say What If. I'll say What If, then Echo. I will say, yeah, I'll say What If, Marvel's What If, because I liked season 2. I'm not crazy how it ended, but I like season 2. I like What If as a whole. I think season 2 was an improvement, so I will bump up Marvel's What If. Then I'll say Echo. No. I scratch that. I say Hawkeye, then Echo, because I genuinely enjoyed Hawkeye quite a bit. Then I'll say, this is where we enter the shit file, kind of, because the 3 shows for me were just very meh. Like Miss Marvel was meh, She-Hulk was meh, Secret Invasion was meh. I know you're here, buddy. Don't worry. I'm just counting in recent years. If we throw in all the Netflix shows, then that's a whole another ordeal that I'll have to sit through for a second. So I will do that in a second. But I'm saying the current MCU shows, like the Disney Plus stuff. Let's just say. So for now, the Disney Plus stuff. I think I'm gonna go with Miss Marvel, and then I'm gonna say. This is where I'm torn, because I really wasn't crazy about both She-Hulk and Secret Invasion, because there's aspects that I was like, okay, I kind of liked it, but then I'm like, I didn't like this, though. There's so much wrong with those two. So, I think I'm only counting live action stuff, Brandon. I'm only counting live action. Well, actually, no, I'm stupid. I said What If. No, I can't say that. I don't know. But, let me just think here for a second. I want to see. So, I think I'm going to say Secret Invasion. I think, even though, well, both shows, I think She-Hulk and, the thing is, Secret Invasion and She-Hulk both tried to attempt at something in concept, and I liked they tried, but it's not enough. Like, Secret Invasion was trying to kind of go back to the spy espionage, darker thriller vibe, and then She-Hulk was trying to be like the attorney, lawyer, Abby McBeal type of like Law and Order type of series. And though their executions were not the strongest, there was some effort, but there's two things, and there's many things that wager me in. I'm like, I liked this about Secret Invasion because Nick Fury at least was cool and it was dark because it was different from the colorful, like, lighthearted MCU fluff, because MCU has kind of been just the same, like, fluff and joke, slapstick, cartoon, color, and that's great, but that kind of can get repetitive. So Secret Invasion kind of being darker was great, but then She-Hulk gave us Daredevil, which I actually really loved a lot, and as much as I hated some aspects of the show, Daredevil was the saving grace, but I don't know if it was really enough for me. So I think I'll have to review She-Hulk, which I don't want to, but one day I will get to it. But I think I'm going to say Secret Invasion, and then the worst of the bunch would have to be She-Hulk, I think. That's what I'm going to go with. So, let me see. I think She-Hulk is alright. I haven't seen that much of it, but only clips. But I think it is like she's female Deadpool. Kinda. She breaks the fourth wall. I feel like it could have been a little bit, like, I don't know. It kept itself very. It stayed by the books and by the numbers of, hey, we stuck to the fourth wall stuff while sticking true to the lawyer stuff. But I feel like, I don't know if it was a good balance, but I thought it did a good balance. Although, I don't know. You know what? Maybe I need to do this. I think here's what I have to do. I think what I'm going through in my head is which villain was worse. Did I hate Gravik, or did I hate the villain of She-Hulk? And I think I hated the villain of She-Hulk more than Gravik. Even though Gravik was boring and he was generic, I think at least he was there was some plot to him that made sense. The villain for She-Hulk is just utterly obnoxious as fuck. So I will honestly brutally say that. I'm not the biggest fan of She-Hulk too, though I'm not a big fan of the plot holes or treatment of the Hulk now. I mean, him just kind of showing up and then being like, I gotta go back to Sakaar, I think, and then I gotta find my son, which was fine, but it was, I can see, yeah, that was a little weird. That was a little, like, all of a sudden. But hold on, there was one more thing you guys said I wanna get back to. I mean, it sounds like, yeah, I think them, like, retreating and finding similar ground by having Brave New World be similar to Civil War or Winter Soldier, I think would be the smartest bet and would be the smartest deal, because I think it just makes sense if the government is trying to be like, hey, Captain America, we want you on our side, and we're gonna legalize you, and then Sam's like, nah, I don't roll like that. I saw what you did to Steve. I'm not doing that. No way, man. You ain't gonna lock me up and do all that. Nuh-uh. So him being on the run kind of could give Sam Wilson an opportunity to do what he needs to do, and it would make sense because then he's like, hey, I'm on the run. Hey, my boy Joaquin, can you be Falcon? Yeah, I could be Falcon. Great. I'm compiling a team. I'm compiling my team to stop Thunderbolt Ross, because Thunderbolt Ross is up to no good. So I'm gonna stop him. Hey Hulk, you wanna help me out since you and Ross have a good relationship? Alright, cool. You wanna bring your cousin? Cool. You wanna bring this person along? Cool. That's right. I'm cool. But you get what I mean. I could see that. He's on the run. He has no real contact to people. And since he doesn't have, like, the Avengers with him, he could just be like, hey, can I just dial you up, Bruce? I know how much you hate Thunderbolt Ross, Thaddeus Ross, so, mind doing me this solid, man? Great. So, I could see that happening. That would make sense. But one more thing I want to get back to, and then we're going to get back to, I want to get onto the whole thing with Majors and Kang a little bit, is that, so, we'll get back to that in a moment. But, Tom, you reminded me the Netflix series stuff. So, if I'm going to rank the Disney Plus MCU stuff with the Netflix stuff, based on what I have seen, because I am not caught up on all the shows, because I need to catch up on the Netflix stuff, I'm rewatching Daredevil and I'm gonna rewatch Punisher, so I can be like, hey, I finally finished season 3 of Daredevil, and I can finally be all caught up with Daredevil Born Again, even though Born Again has nothing to do with the series, but still, and just feel caught up and everything. So I'm gonna say, so integrating the Netflix stuff and taking away animation, just the live action stuff is, I think I'm gonna say Loki still, and then after that would be Daredevil, because I really like Daredevil a lot. I find myself enjoying Daredevil a lot more than I did the first time around. I mean, I liked it, but I am enjoying it a lot more, I think. I think it's, maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's just because, like, oh, how iconic this was, or maybe it's just other things, but Daredevil, I think, is still just a solid show. Season 1's great. Season 2, I remember being phenomenal. I haven't finished it, but I remember. So I will say that. I think after that is going to be, I'm going to say Falcon and Winter Soldier, just to mix things up. Be like, Disney Plus series, Netflix series, Disney Plus series, Netflix series. So next would be Punisher. I really loved Punisher first time around. I should really revisit that, but I really liked Punisher. After that, I haven't seen a lot of the shows. I didn't watch Iron Fist. I didn't get into Luke Cage, unfortunately. I saw one episode of Jessica Jones. It's intriguing. I like it. Kilgrave's creepy, but I like it. But I love that Kilgrave's creepy. So, what would be after that? So, Punisher, then Moon Knight, then WandaVision, then Jessica Jones, then Hawkeye, then Echo, then I'm just, based on what I've seen from small clips, I'm gonna say Luke Cage, even though I don't count it because I haven't really seen Luke Cage, so I can't say. But I will at least include Luke Cage, and then after that I'll say Miss Marvel. I'll then say Iron Fist, even though I haven't seen Iron Fist, but I'll at least give it some credit. I'll throw in Defenders, even though I haven't seen Defenders as well, but I'll throw that in there just based on just some clips. So Miss Marvel, Iron Fist, Defenders, even though that feels a little like unfair, but I'm just saying those two are lower than Miss Marvel because I haven't seen the shows, so those don't count to me. So they're not the worst, I just haven't seen them. Then Secret Invasion, then She-Hulk. And that's 15 MCU series. That's 15. Not counting Werewolf by Night. And I see you, J-Dog, so I'm going to see who else has showed up. So, Jamari, J-Dog, what is happening, everyone? Wow, this is awesome. You guys are great today. Keep it up, honestly. I love it. Even if I can't keep up with all your chats, I love it. Keep the energy going, guys. Yeah, don't worry, J-Dog. I'm going back and forth. It's been a little while, and honestly, I've kind of missed this. This. So, let me see here. What'd you say? That's not counting Werewolf by Night, Mage Wolf. I thought about it, but I was like, that's not counting it, because it's a one-off thing, and I loved Werewolf by Night. But now I was like, I'm not gonna count it, just for now. If I throw it in there, ah, shit. Where would I throw it in there? Where would I put it? No, you're perfectly fine, Jamari. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're perfectly fine. You guys still support those. You guys still support that channel, and I'm proud that you guys still do. So, I haven't been on there in a hot minute. I at least catch shorts, and I still have streams that I'm trying to catch up on and rewatch, but you know, life just kind of has stuff going on for me. So It's just me, like, lately, I'll be honest with all of you. This has literally been my lifestyle since I've started working, is work, script, so if I'm working, I'm working. If I'm going, it's either before I go to work or after I go to work, it's just me, maybe just editing or scripting or just relaxing and just taking it easy. On my days off, it's literally just me playing games off screen that I can do that are off screen that aren't gonna play any detriment to my series. So random games that I can just be like, I can grind with this, which we'll talk about later tomorrow. But anyways, so games like that. I've done scripting, I've done editing, I've done some videos. I mean, you guys can check out all the videos that we've done since 2024. But done all those. I've been spending time with the future misses and just been home when it comes to days off. So that's been mainly my life. So trying to catch up on YouTube videos has been a thing that I'm like, okay, I'll watch maybe in the background, or I'll do while I'm scripting or I'm editing or stuff. So I flip-flop a little. It just depends on what I have on my watch later list. But Werewolf by Night, I'm gonna put that on my list, and then I'm gonna get back to the majors situation. We're gonna get back on track with majors. Which, holy shit, I'm wow, I didn't expect that I would be this small on time. Like, I thought I'd be talking for 2 hours, but I'm still at an hour. That's really great. I mean, it's hard, Jamari, to find work, but I mean, if hopefully you find something in time, it's gonna be a while, because I feel like it took me a while to finally get something. It took me months to finally get a job. It's just, I blame how the world is revolving in terms of the work ethnic sort of zeitgeist, if you will. Because, real quick, I'm not going to try and talk about this too much, but briefly I'm going to say that I blame that all the time that you heard me in streams going and in videos going, hey, I'm going to look for a job, I'm going to head out and go find this job, I have an interview, and an interview, and an interview, and an interview. It just kept becoming this revolving door that I feel like at the time it was like work in the workplace zeitgeist. It felt like either they were overstaffed or understaffed, so they couldn't hire any more people, or they weren't looking for applicants. So it was just really rough, but luckily, yeah. That too, Geo, but we're not gonna get into that a lot. So anyways, Werewolf by Night, I would put it, I think, after Hawkeye. I might have to run through it again. Let me run through this again. So, Loki is my number one right now. It still is, but right now that's what it is. It is Loki, Daredevil, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Punisher, Moon Knight, WandaVision, Hawkeye. I think I would put it up there with Hawkeye, like after Hawkeye. I think I might just do that. Yeah, I'm happy with that, actually. I could see that. I like that because I like that a little bit more than Echo, and it was something interesting. It was a spin-off. It was a one-off, and it wasn't like a big series. And I'm glad that they took that opportunity to make something like Werewolf by Night, and it was very experimental because it was like, hey, this means we can do one-off things and one-off series and maybe like a one-shot. It reminded me of the Marvel one-shots. And so I think them doing like Marvel highlights or spotlights would be awesome. I mean, even if we get like a Marvel spotlight on, let's say, Ghost Rider or The Nova or Midnight Suns. There's so many things they could really like go into and be like, you know what? These are characters that exist in the MCU, but they're doing their thing, and they may or may not return. You know, they might not be a part of the bigger picture, but they are a part of the picture. Kind of like you have the street level characters, and then you have the big cosmic characters, and then you have the big crossover characters. It's like you have all these things happening, and they sometimes interwove with each other, and the multiversal things happen, and the whatever, everything kind of comes full circle, and then you have like the big Avenger things, and then you have the small stories. And Werewolf by Night was like a small thing that they just said, hey, this is here. If you like it, great. So. Exactly my point, Vegito. And don't worry, buddy, I do see you. I do apologize I have not gotten to everybody, but I am loving this energy. I am loving that everybody is here. Well, not everyone, but I'm loving that everyone, as like a group of people here, a small community is here. I'm loving it right now. So, that's awesome. So, I do see all of you that are here. Brandon, to get back to you real quick, I actually am going to be seeing Inside Out 2 Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. I'm going to be seeing you. Going to see it Tuesday after work, because since I'm off tomorrow, Bella works, and then I work Tuesday, but Bella's off. So what we decided was we would go after work to go see Inside Out 2. So we're going to go see that. I am going to see The Cape Crusader. So that is definitely on my list, because now that I have HBO, or not HBO, I have Amazon, I am hands down going to be watching that 100%, because now that I realize I have Amazon, because for a while I didn't realize we had it until recently, and then I was just like, boom, rewatching Hazbin Hotel, boom, I'm gonna start Fallout, and I'm gonna get into all these other shows I want to start eventually, like Invincible and The Boys and all this other stuff. So yeah. I mean, they could do the Howling Commandos, and I think we already saw them in Captain America: The First Avengers. Oh, no. The Howling Commandos, like the... Oh! Yeah, that would be a Marvel one-shot. That I'd love to see. Oh my god, yes, please, I'd love that. Damn, that'd be so awesome. That'd be super cool. I know, but I want to at least show some like appreciation and acknowledgement to all of you, even if it is like, it's not like blowing up like tens of thousands of people, but I'm not, don't want to feel like you guys are being, like, you don't have to be like, hey, did you read this? I'm like, oh, I gotta go back. Like, obviously my brain's just kind of going, okay, I saw that, I'll come back to it. Saw that, come back to it. Saw that, come back to it. And rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Anywho, back to the actual thing here at hand is we went into like Majors maybe could reprise his role. Maybe Disney could at least offer him something. It doesn't have to be like, we need you, but at least if they put in, at least if they meet halfway and say, how about we give you 80 mil and you come back. We'll give you more chances to appear in things. Maybe you'll be a different variant. Maybe you'll get killed in Secret Wars, and then we'll have you come back in like another project. Maybe Avengers 8. Who knows? You know, basically giving Majors like a offer that if he wanted to, he could accept. But if he doesn't want to, he can refuse it. So, at least do that. So, Acolyte, so far, I want to try and be like, maybe something good will happen, but it's been hitting it and missing it for me so many times already. I feel kind of, it's not terrible, but I feel disappointed in the show, if that makes sense. I feel this is the same way I feel about Wish, like the movie Wish that came out last year, is it's not a terrible movie, it's just disappointing, and that might be worse than terrible. So I don't know. But all I know is that Acolyte is just disappointing to me right now, and so far people are liking the latest episode somewhat. I mean, at least it picks up a little, somewhat, but it's I don't know. I really need to finish it, and hopefully I'll get to it again. But anyways, so if Majors doesn't want to come back, that is his call. However, I still want them to keep Kang around as long as they can, and not milk him like I was trying to get at, but basically at least complete his arc, make his arc make sense, like make the build-up and the tension make sense, that hey, he is a threat that we're supposed to be afraid of, and that he is going to be someone we're going to see going forward in the MCU in the next Avengers movie. That's the main goal. He doesn't have to stick around for Avengers 6. He doesn't have to continue after Avengers 6. He could die in Avengers 5 for all I care. It's just the point of, if we at least get him to point A to point Z, that's great. That'd be like if they don't get to him to that point, that'd be like if all of a sudden we were introduced to Thanos at the end of Avengers, like the post-credit scene in the first Avengers movie, and they never did anything with him after that. That'd be the most unsatisfying moment, is that this post-credit scene of like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get Thanos, and next, the like Avengers 3 would have been about Annihilus. It would just feel so weird. It would just be a random page turner to do. So they could pull off something like that, but it just wouldn't feel right. It just wouldn't feel satisfying. So keep Kang. Recast if you have to. That's where I'm going with this, is recast if you have to. That's the objective. So I really don't care who you get at this point. There are several candidates you can get to be Kang. And I have my own personal thoughts on each casting, but honestly, I like the choices that we could go with for Kang, honestly. Because, I mean, there's so many actors that have been rumored that could be up on Disney's radar. I mean, John Boyega was another actor that was on Disney's radar because he did Star Wars with them, and he would be a nice fit for a replacement for Jonathan Majors. But I think the problem with Boyega is that John Boyega is like, I don't want to go back to working with Disney. Nah, you guys did me dirty in the Star Wars movies. I don't want to go back. No, that's not what I want. I wanna do something else. So I'm not gonna work with Disney anymore. I could be wrong, but maybe if Disney could give John Boyega the right price, I think he would be a good Kang. He'd be a great Kang. I know there's other ones out there, like I know Denzel Washington's another choice. That'd be awesome, but I don't think Denzel Washington is really an actor. With his caliber, I don't think he'd be an MCU like actor. Like I don't think he would want to be like a part of the MCU. I could be wrong, but I don't know if he would join. I feel like he's one of those actors that he would. I don't know how to put it without making it sound bad, but I feel like Denzel Washington would be like, nah, I don't want to do that Marvel stuff. I don't want to do that MCU thing. Nah, I'm good. So that interesting choice, but not my first choice. There's Coleman Domingo, who I feel like he actually is another, like he could be the next like Jonathan Majors, in the sense of he was in a very obscure random property or project, and people are like, wow, he was phenomenal in that, and now he's appearing in other things, and he even teased of like, hey, I wouldn't mind if if I appeared as a villain at some point down the line, maybe working for Marvel. So I feel like he was heavily trying to get Disney to call him, but if it happens, great for him. I know there's plenty of other people that they have too. Like before, apparently Giancarlo Esposito is going to be in the next Captain America movie. I would have loved Giancarlo to be Kang. Like he could be like this, like a older version of Jonathan Majors' Kang from another universe, or he could be like Nathaniel Richards. I don't know, but I like the idea of like Esposito being Kang because he was Moff Gideon from The Mandalorian. He's such a good choice to be a villain. And hell, I would have killed for if he would have been someone like the Green Goblin, or if he would play like maybe Mr. Freeze, or this is gonna be out there, but I think he could be like Sinestro. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, that'd be kind of sick, honestly. Mr. Freeze and Sinestro have nothing to do with Disney, but I'm just saying the point of like, there's villains that I think Giancarlo would be tremendous at, and there's some hero roles. There's some hero roles too, because he has shown interest in wanting to be Charles Xavier in the MCU, which that's kind of cool. I think that'd be interesting. I think he'd be a better Magneto, personally. But I wouldn't mind him being Xavier. I think that'd be kind of neat. I loved him being like, I've been rumored apparently to be, and people want me to see as Charles Xavier. And I'm like, the way he just says Charles Xavier. I was like, okay. I was like, you, I don't know. Like he's got that gravitas in his voice that'd make him I think him and Patrick Stewart could have a really nice conversation amongst the two. So I think that would have been awesome. Or he could be, I think there was also rumors or fan casting of him being Martian Manhunter, and I'd be down for that. I think that'd be cool. But my point is, he'd make such a good villain. He's played such good villains. He'd make a great villain. So, he's not on the table for Kang, but maybe he could. I don't think so, but he could. There's, who else is there? I'm trying to remember all the different casting choices. Also, if there's a particular one you want to see, guys, let me know. Like, if there's a villain you're like, hey, maybe they could do this villain for the MCU going forward after, maybe, like, for Secret Wars or something. I don't know. Like, leave some ideas. If you guys if you have ideas, go for it. If not, by all means, keep doing your thing. Keep being awesome. So, trying to think. Oh yeah, and if you guys have any like picks on who would you want for Kang, let me know. So that's an idea. And I also debated about making this as a video, but then I was like, no, I feel like a stream needs to be the justification of this. Like a video, I can easily kind of just cut down to 2 parts and been like, hey, let's talk about Marvel, and then actors to be Kang the Conqueror and replace Jonathan Majors. That would have been an easy thing, but I feel like it wouldn't be as satisfying to me because I wanted to do this would be like a live podcast sort of type quote podcast thing. So who else would there be? I'm trying to remember all the other actors. I think someone said I think there was a rumor about Will Smith, and honestly I taking out the context of what's happened to Will Smith in the past 2 years out of the equation, I don't see him as Kang. Taking the equation out of the situation with his controversy, I don't see him playing Kang, and I don't see him in the MCU. I know he was Deadshot in the DC Extended Universe, but I just don't see him playing like a threat like Kang. I just don't. I don't know why. I just don't see it. It just does not, like, he's not a guy that makes me go, yep, he's the man. I think it's because Will Smith has that star power, but I don't know. I 100% don't know, guys. That's a not bad choice. That's not bad. That's not bad there, Gio. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think maybe Keith, well, I mean, that'd be interesting because Keith does a lot of voice roles and he doesn't do a lot of live action stuff. He hasn't done live action stuff in years. He did things like The Thing or They Live with John Carpenter, but I mean with the popularity and the success of that show, maybe Disney could give him a call. They have worked with him before. He was Dr. Facilier. I think people forget, not that I'm saying this as an insulting way, I'm just saying that I think sometimes it's just one of those things that just, it is what it is, that we forget that he was Dr. Facilier. I'm just saying, I wouldn't be opposed to it. It's not my first guy. It's not my first go-to, if I'm being honest, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. Be a little odd, but I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against the idea of Keith David being Kang. I wouldn't be against it. I think there is yeah, I know. I see the jokes. I'm glad. Good for you all. You all get you guys get all cookies for that. Actually, you know what? Not even just for the jokes. All of you get cookies. Go get cookies. Share cookies with all each other. Go grab a snack. We're gonna be here for a while. If you're hungry, grab something to eat. Because after this, I'm probably gonna be eating anyways. Even though I kind of had like a late lunch, early dinner before I left work. But I don't know. I'll still want to eat something before I go to bed, nonetheless. Anyways, go grab something to eat, guys. I don't think we're gonna be here for 3 hours. Trust me, this is not gonna be a 3-hour podcast. Trust me on that. It's just me trying to get all my collectiveness out and finally onto the screen, onto this thing we call the internet. So, I'm trying to think who else was there. What other name some other actors that, if you guys want to look it up or not, name some other actors you guys either want to see or name some ones that you remember hearing in the rumor mill about. Because I know Denzel Washington was one, Will Smith was another, John Boyega was another, Giancarlo Esposito was another, Coleman Domingo was another, and I don't remember if there was any more. If there wasn't any more, great, because I have my money is on another actor. My money is on a very underrated actor, and honestly one that I have not talked about for a good minute, but I would really enjoy as Kang. So you guys list your people, and or list any actors you want to see, or if you guys remember, like look up like Kang rumor casting, fan casting, whatever stuff, and then a lot of them will probably pop up. Oh, Damien or Desmond or Damson Idris was one. Desmond Idris, I forgot his name was. He's an up and coming actor. Have never heard of him before until the rumor mill of that he was gonna be like up in the runnings for Kang. Him and John Boyega were neck and neck in that rumor mill. So I don't know of him, but he looks like he'd be fine. I don't have a thing against him. But I have my money on a certain actor. I have my money on a certain actor that I think would be great. And I think he kind of fits into the category of Coleman Domingo, where he's an up-and-coming actor, he's appeared in recent things, and he's kind of got this, like, not high caliber to him, but he's got, like, a presence to him, and all these other things. So, I think, personally, my money, if they recast Jonathan Majors, my money is on Lakeith Stanfield. My money is so on him. I'd be first in line if it is called that Lakeith Stanfield is Kang going forward, because he recently has surfaced up in Hollywood, because just like Majors, he surfaced up in Hollywood recently. Lakeith Stanfield last year did work with Disney doing the Haunted Mansion movie. People loved him in that movie. He, last year into this year, did a movie called The Book of Clarence. I think that's going to give him some Oscar buzz. So he's going to get some Oscar nominations, hands down for sure. So he's going to be a name that people will know at some point or another, or recognize. So I think I don't think he's going to be in like tons and tons of things, but he could have that same caliber as Jonathan Majors started out, like very like, oh, this Majors guy, okay, maybe we should keep an eye on him. And then boom, he just made it to Hollywood stardom. I think Lakeith Stanfield, I think Stanfield is going to have that same stardom of that. There's that Stanfield guy. Let's keep an eye on him. Boom, transcending to I don't know what. Anyways. So that's my money. That is where my money is on. That's fine, Cyber. That's perfectly fine. You contribute however you want to contribute. If you want to look up names, go for it. I mean, I was gonna say you can look up a certain race, but at this point you don't even have to. Well, okay. hear me out on this, guys. Just hear me out on this, because I know this is going to be a little touchy, and I apologize. But at this point, we could keep it the same race, but if it's going to be a variant of Kang the Conqueror, he doesn't have to be the same race. Who's to say that he could be a different race? He could be a different race. Like, let's say... I remember before Jonathan Majors even got casted as Kang, I remember years ago, I wanted, this is a stretch. This is a stretch for sure. But I wanted, for a while, I wanted Peter Weller, RoboCop himself, to be Kang the Conqueror. His voice, like if you hear his voice, he's voiced Batman in the Dark Knight Returns movie, and that powerful, deep voice was so good, I was like, he's gotta be Kang. Hold up. That's because I'm back. Anyways, so my money is on Stanfield, 100%. Oh, that's what I was going with, RoboCop. I said RoboCop. Stanfield has my money. Even if he's watching this, you have my money. Even if he's not watching this, he has my money. So if he gets Kang, that'd be great. But I remember, my point I'm getting at is, not that I'm not, this is stretching it a little bit, but it doesn't have to be the same color, it doesn't have to be the same race, because I remember years ago, I wanted to see Peter Weller, I wanted to see RoboCop for a long while, because I remember, I even said it, I think in like one of my streams, I was going on, and I said, oh, I heard that Kang's gonna be in Ant-Man 3? That's such a weird choice. I remember those weren't my exact words, but those were close to it. I was like, Kang as an Ant-Man villain? That's so odd. I would have put him as an Avengers threat, but maybe this is him building up to being the next Avengers threat or whatever. And I was like, whoever it's going to be, I think it should be RoboCop. And I remember saying something similar. And, I remember I was like, yeah, I think it'd be RoboCop or something like that, because Peter Weller, he has this really great deep voice. He voiced Batman in the Dark Knight Returns animated movie. So I think he would have been great. Next, I think my second choice before Majors came into the picture was this guy named David Harwood. Not David Harbour, Dave Harwood or Harewood. So that was my thinking. But anyways, David Harewood or Harwood. All I know is that for any of you CW fans, he was both Hank Henshaw / John Jones / Martian Manhunter, and I was like, he would be cool as Kang. He'd be great. So this was before Majors came into the picture. Now that Majors is in the picture or has left the picture, I think it should be Lakeith Stanfield. But but my point I'm making about Peter Weller is that Peter Weller is a white dude, and then we've had a lot of African American casting choices for Kang. So not that I'm like trying to change it back, but you know, who's to say we can have multiple Kangs and be multiple races? I mean, for all we know, honestly, this is going to be the most ridiculous thing I'm going to say about this, but you know, I'm all for it. I hated this idea, but you know what? I am so gung-ho on this that it's so funny, at the same time, it's not even funny. And that is the fact of, you could literally have Ryan Gosling be Kang, and I would be fine with it at this point. Because I think it just would be hilarious just to have him say, I'm just Kang. Like, I want to hear Gosling. I got it. There needs to be a variant of Ryan Gosling as Kang, and he's got to come out being like, I'm just Kang. And it's got to be like this so stupidly silly looking, like, musical number. Like, I would be whatever on it. I mean, I know they're on the whole diversity thing, Cyber, but I'm just making the point of, like, because this is how the internet is. This is how the internet is. Well, welcome to the internet, everybody. This is how it is you have things like, oh, Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Coleman Domingo, The Rock, apparently, which I don't want The Rock as Kang. I think it'd be so weird, and plus, I feel like putting The Rock as an MCU character, I feel like there's not many characters he can play at this point, and I know he's looking to be Apocalypse, but it just, after Black Adam, it feels like, why? You'd be playing another Egyptian god? That feels kind of redundant. I don't know. Maybe he's just like, I'm mad because I didn't get to do my Black Adam thing. So maybe he needs to do his Apocalypse thing. I have no idea. But But, like, my point is, Smith, Dwayne, Denzel, Coleman, all these black actors, and then you have that small corner of the internet that is just like, how about Ryan Gosling? And I'm like, you know what? I see you, internet. I see what you're doing, and I salute you to that, because I would fucking love that. I would enjoy that so much. Genuinely, wholeheartedly. Even if he doesn't sing it, I would love if he just goes, I'm just Kang. Like, if he says it so serious, I need that on a shirt. You know what? If that can't be a real thing, if that can't be a reality, I need that on a shirt. Someone out there, make that a makeshift Etsy custom ink shirt. Please. I will pay you top dollar. I will wear it till it is, like, shrunken down on me to the point where I can't wear it anymore. So, that, my friends, would be... I at this point, I really don't care who you get. Recast. It'd be redundant to be like, let's just forget Kang happened and move on. If you at least complete the arc, give him an Avengers movie, at least one Avengers movie. It doesn't have to be 10. At least give him one and close up the book. Even if it's Doctor Doom that suddenly shows up and obliterates the Council of Kangs, then boom. That's a good hashtag, actually, Ruben. Into the Kangverse. I like that. We have entered the multiverse of Kangness, if you will. This is the Kangverse. The Kangness, the craziness of Kangs. We have entered the craziness, the Kangness of crazy, the crazy of Kangness, if you will. And it's crazy with a K. Boom. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome. So, I think that's all I really have, honestly. I think that's all I really got. I think I've got everything out of my system, I think, in terms of this, because I've wanted to do this for months. I wanted to talk about this for months. And, you know, why I don't care if it's irrelevant. This was something I was like, I wanted to do as a podcast, and I'm glad I got to it finally. It's off my chest, if you will. Welcome to the Kang Zone. I mean, you know, yeah, I would take it. Yeah, speaking of, I wouldn't be against the idea of Jordan Peele as Kang, because Jordan Peele did the Twilight Zone. You made me just think of that. He recently just did that. Listen to you now. You see what I'm gonna take over the multiverse. That's what's gonna happen. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, why not? Honestly, why not? Why not at this point? But I am thinking. I think that is literally all that I have. I mean, there's other villains you can maybe have after the MCU, after Avengers 6, with Secret Wars. Maybe you could do Eternity. I really don't know. I really don't know. Could the Elders of the Universe? Could bring back Skrulls? Actually do the proper Skrull War? Or Skrull Invasion? I don't know. Well, I feel like the Dark Avengers would be a step down. Because it's just so, like, no, I wouldn't, no, not even the Dark Avengers. The Master of Evil feel like a step down. Because I feel like you go from Thanos, Loki, Master of Evil. Not that I'm saying the Master of Evil are just, like, lowlives and just thugs or just not that intimidating, but just you have these big... The Avenger movies are meant to have, like, these big, powerful entities that it takes over one person to fight. Because the Avengers, the first Avengers movie, it was a team of 6. And then Age of Ultron was a team of, like, 8 or 9. And then Infinity War was divided into literally 2 different teams, with Team 1 being Cap, Team 2 being Iron Man in space against Thanos, and then Team 2 of Cap fighting Thanos on Earth, and then Endgame, over 1,000 people fighting Thanos. So you have to have these big level threats, and then the Master of Evil would be kind of like, okay, it'd be like a one and done. There wouldn't be that much build up unless you, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like big threats. I don't really want Apocalypse, because I think Apocalypse has already been done too many times. I love Apocalypse. He's one of my favorite Marvel villains, but I feel like we go into him a lot, and plus I don't want him to be an Avenger level threat. I want him to be an X-Men threat. Let the X-Men deal with him. I mean, there's Galactus, there's the Beyonder, there's Doctor Doom, there's Infinity Ultron, like I mentioned. There's Mephisto if they really want to. There's who did I just say? I mean, I don't want to, but you could do Annihilus. I don't know. There's not many left. There's not many threats left. That's the thing. I mean, High Evolutionary's kind of dead, technically. Kinda. I don't want them to really do Magus. I mean, I'd love Magus, but I don't know if I want to go back to that, because the thing is, if you do Adam Warlock becoming Magus, which I love Magus, I love Adam Warlock, but if you go down that route, that would mean you do the Infinity Saga again, unless you do something different with Magus, where he's like a variant of Adam Warlock, which that would be actually pretty tremendous. I think that'd be really cool. Maybe do something like that, but I'm kind of out of odds here. I'm out of thoughts here. So, that's what did we say about Thanos? Talking shit about Thanos? I'm just kidding. We talking shit about Thanos? What's happening here? Oh, Lady Death. That's what you said. I mean, we might, well, there's King Thanos. That's a variant of Thanos that we might get. So I, honestly, if, like, King Thanos wouldn't be that bad of an idea. I wouldn't mind it. I don't know. I feel like there's so many, there's so many possibilities, but yet there's so little. Heck, you could even have, you could have Strange Supreme. I know we talked about the idea of like, oh, Doctor Strange would be the villain going forward, and I didn't like the idea of like, if it's our Stephen Strange himself, then I don't like the idea. But if it's gonna be like a variant, like if we have Strange Supreme or Supreme Strange or an Evil Strange, I kind of wouldn't mind that idea. That could be something, at least. It could lead to something, in some way, shape, or form. I just want the MCU to just succeed again, and not that I don't have any faith in them. I have faith in them. It's just I feel like how everyone keeps comparing and explaining the multiverse sagas at like Phase 4 and Phase 5 is their very experimental phase. This is their most experimental, it feels like, with them trying to be like, hey, multiverse, let's go into this direction and have this going on too, and all sorts of other stuff. So we I guess it's all about we will see, sort of. I'm not sure, but I think I've said everything at this point, guys. I have pretty much got everything out of my system. Like I said that already, but I'm gonna say it again. And if you guys want, you're more than welcome to leave any questions in the chat. If you guys want to leave anything, that's all fine and dandy. I am all for that, 100%. And yes, this is a prequel to The Lord of the Rings. Well, actually, there's a prequel to The Hobbit, because this guy was the first, or one of the first, ring wielders. Because obviously, before Smeagol, before Gollum got the ring. This guy, Italian, who reminds me a lot of Aragon, he's the first to have owned the ring. So this is a really cool. This is like basically think of this game as Lord of the Rings meets Arkham. It's got that Arkham gameplay to it, so it's kind of neat in that sense. Like, hold on, I'm gonna show you guys while I'm just chilling at the moment, because I think that's pretty much sums up everything. I could do it. Hold on, let me do it. Well, let me do it. Hold on. I'm gonna get up somewhere high. I'm gonna show you guys something really cool. This is what I mean by like, it's like Arkham a little bit. Not only the climbing gimmicks and tactics, but let me see here. Wait, oh, that's right. Wait, where is it? Detective vision! Woo! Detective vision! Anyways, like, let me see something here. Where is the closest enemy? Where is the closest enemy? I see an enemy. Here's somebody. Somebody was here. Hang on. Wait, where are you? Ooh! Wait.
Conquering this city was good, but I wish we'd get on with conquering the next one.
Shh. Be very, 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 very quiet. I'm hunting orcs. Stealth kill! A true Arkham gimmick. A true, genuine Arkham gimmick. And I'm sorry if there wasn't that much gameplay. This was just mainly just me using this as a platform to be like, hey, let me use this game, just podcast and just talk and chat basically. And I know that I know there's Lego Marvel, like whenever we've done Marvel content or talk about Marvel topics, I've used Lego Marvel as that sort of base and groundwork, but I wanted to give that a break. And plus, I wanted to be more free roamy, and then this was it. It was either this or Spider-Man, and I didn't want to come back to Spider-Man because we still have a story to finish, and we have not finished the story yet. And then once we get back to finishing those games and those stories, that's when we can maybe get back to normal again. Yeah, it's pretty much there, Vegito. Not gonna lie. I appreciate it, Gio. I appreciate that a lot. Genuinely. I know I say that, but it would have been ironic, but I appreciate that genuinely. Whenever you guys say something, I know I say that a lot, but I genuinely appreciate when you guys say this stuff. Even if it doesn't sound like it, I do. But it would have been ironic. I did have a stream where we talked about what can happen like in Avengers 4 and Avengers 5, which if you come back to this on a replay, if you come back to this, like once this is a video, you come back and check this out on the replay, I will have an annotation to that stream where it was like, what's going to be Avengers 5 and Avengers 4, my predictions, or Avengers 5 and Avengers 6, and how it's going to all play out, and who's going to appear in it, things like that. Like, just me speculating what would be this thing, and it was Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. So we did use that, and I feel like just changing up a bit. What am I about to do now, if I'm being honest? And you know what's kind of funny? Is that this is a game that I remember I did off screen, and now this is just not even a series. This is just like me using, like whenever I play this game, whenever I do anything with it, it's just me whenever we do live streams. Like heck, I even used this for when I did my discussion on, oh, what's gonna be like the whole thing with the Flash and the Ezra Miller ordeal and James Gunn and the future of DC, and I had this as my background game because I was like, okay, Warner Brothers made this game, NetherRealm made this game, Warner Brothers is associated with DC, so let's do that and use that since I don't have Arkham yet. Yay! So I think... Maybe another, like, well, I don't know why, I never had gotten the Arkham games yet on PS4, which is weird. I don't know why, I just never did. Oh.
I wonder if the elves have mundane objects as we do, for even their common containers and vessels seem uncommonly fine. This artifact was once part of a table setting given as a gift centuries ago. The other parts were broken when one of Mordor's many ground tremors knocked them off a shelf. How I wish my predecessors had saved the broken shards. That's a puzzle I'd like to reassemble. Elven things deserve to last.
I think we'll do another like 10 or 20 minutes and then we'll be fine. I think we'll do another 10 to 20 minutes and then that'll be done. That'll be it for the stream. So, question about this thing. What happens if you rub it? What happens if you rub this thing? Just asking, just asking, just out of curiosity, just for a friend, just asking for a friend if you know, if this thing, you know, if you rub it a certain way, or if you rub it a certain thing, if you do a certain thing with it, it looks like a certain thing that you just would rub, and you would I don't know, maybe get maybe you'd all of a sudden a magical comedian would appear out of it, and then give you 3 wishes. I mean, not the first person I thought of, Cyber, but sure, let's go with that.
What sort of feasts do the elves have?
Stately affairs. Not
Yeah,
as
maybe a
raucous
blue guy
as
will pop up,
orcs.
yeah. Or maybe a
Or
red
man.
one too. We'll see. Oof.
I never lose.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to both of you guys, to both of you, Cyber and Vegito. Oh yeah, you never know, or maybe a mage will pop out, you never know. That is totally right, Tom. You are absolutely right. Is this a checkpoint thing, or what the hell do I do here? I forgot. Oh, it's not much. Anyways. Okay. Oh, I realized where we're entering, I think. I do not want to go near that because that will probably take a little while. It will take more than probably 20 minutes. So we're just going to keep roaming around and just... Maybe we'll, like, get into some trouble. Get into some mischief, perhaps. Come get me, you bastards. Yeah. Come get me. Damn it! I messed up my shot! Take the shot! It's called Shadow of War, Ruben. It's a Lord of the Rings prequel, Hobbit prequel. Mr. Mix It Up. I mean... I think he's dead. I think he's dead at this point. If he's not dead, I will eat $10. If he is not dead, I will eat $10. Like a dry $10. Fully dry, and it's gotta be a crisp $10 bill. Signed by Andrew J. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. I really don't know what to actually do. I kind of want to keep shooting people, so I'm gonna just keep doing that for fun, just for a little bit. You know, for funsies. Bye. Ooh. Ooh. These guys are in for a treat. Bye-bye. Go get him. Go get him! Go get him! Go get them! No, not me! Go get them! Where'd he go? Oh, I see him. What's he doing? Go eat them! Not me! Yeah! Yeah! Get wrecked. Aw, man. Get wrecked. Alright, well, take it easy, Vegeta. It was great seeing you here. It was great having you, for sure, 100%. And it was great having all of you here. And if you guys all stuck around for it, awesome. That makes you legendary. Well, actually, you know what? All of you here are legendary. You know what? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come and get it. Come and get fresh talk meat. Yeah, come get some fresh talk meat. Yeah. Yeah, come get some meat. Get the fresh human meat. Talking.
If I kill you, I'll be promoted for
Get the fresh talking meat. I'm fresh. I'm bloody. Hey, baddie. Good for you to come on by at this time. You've got another 20 minutes, so you're good. We just wrapped up talking about MCU stuff, Kang shenanigans, and, you know, all sorts of craziness. The Kangness. The Kangness of it all. Can't shoot any more elves, so where's you? There's you. Can I get you? Can you stay still, please? Can you stay still? Okay. I see what it is. No, don't be sorry. Come on, don't be sorry. Don't ever apologize. It's fine. I'm just letting you know. It's a-okay, compadre. Hi there. Ooh! Come on. Come on. Yeah! Some fresh meat. Hungry for some fresh meat? I mean, by all means. And if you want, you can leave stuff in the chat. Like, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to do so, baddie. And you can check this out. You can check out every crazy shenanigan, Kangness that happened on the replay. Wait. I mean, send it in the server or send it to me. I'll still see it. It's fine. I wish you actually could send GIFs on YouTube, but I don't know why you can't. But yeah, that's what you gotta do. Probably copyright stuff. You have failed this city. Ooh. Ooh, you have failed this city. You have failed this city. No. Now you have failed this city. I love how that no one has freaking tried to get me or climb up or anything. I think that is interesting, to say the least. Ooh, yeah. Okay. And just like an Arkham game, you can kind of, well, can you customize an Arkham game? I just realized you can upgrade, I think, in an Arkham game, but not customize, right? I forgot. It's been a while. It's been a long time. Oh, and you. Yeah, okay. Okay, never mind. Let's see, who else can we find? Yeah, but I think in this game you can't customize. No, in this game you can customize, but you can't in Arkham. I think, right? Can I pull up the thing? No, I probably can't. Hold on. Let me see. Inventory. That's what I want. Look at the different armor plates you have. Oh, I forgot. That's a different level. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I like it. I kind of like. All right. I vibe with it. Can I modify it? Oh, I can't. Damn it. Okay. Fine. We will hold grudge and swear vengeance on you for embarrassing us. I mean, basically, that's pretty accurate. I will say that. I will 100% say that. Is my sticker getting? Okay, I thought the sticker here was getting messed up. I'm like, no, not the sticker. And I'm like, ah, no, it's fine. It's just kind of like bashed up. Yeah, I kind of remember that a little bit. You failed this city, Mordor style. You faileth this city. Gordon didn't realize his friends were even killed. Ow! Ooh! Okay. Alright. Ah, damn it. Okay. My controller. I was looking at the back of my controller. I thought I was like the sticker was messed up or peeling because like the little Sony logo. I thought it was like it was peeling off, and I was like, no, it's just kind of. Damn it! I had a trick, and you messed me up. Watch, I don't even need to try. Look at this. I'm not gonna break a sweat with these guys. Look at this. Look at this. Watch. Ready? Let's go. Come on. Look at that. Look at that. I don't need to try. Ooh. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Oh, I could have killed you. Yeah. Damn it! You messed me up again. How dare you? Yeah. Yeah. I love that. This is satisfying. Man, I miss playing this. Oh, satisfying. I said fail, not fell, Tom. Yeah! Yes! I love that. So good. So good. So good. Feels good. You smell that? You smell that, guys? The smell of being back. Even though it's temporary, the smell of being back. Even though after this, I think probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go eat something, or finish my food from lunch, and then probably record something. It's not gonna be up tonight, I don't know, but I'll have something up, like video-wise. So there will be a video I have up, and then what I will have after that is probably on Wednesday, or maybe after Wednesday. There's gonna be a video I have that's gonna be someone tagged me in a post, or tagged me in a video. Shout out to the Big Rob Theory if you're watching this, my guy. But he tagged me and a bunch of other like movie reviewers and movie associates that it was like a series of questions, and so I'm gonna do a video on that probably after Wednesday or sometime. I mean, sure. I mean, it's not like, so let me obviously, I'm gonna obviously be the, I'm gonna probably sound very like, oh, no, duh, like mansplaining, like ruining the joke here, but the, obviously I haven't gone anywhere. It's just, I've been doing videos, and I haven't been able to stream. And that's due to a personal matter that a majority of you guys know, and some of you don't know, but that's because of just, you know, I just don't want that to be an exposure on the internet yet. I don't know if that's something that really I want to be like, I want to share. Not that, like, I don't want to, but just, I don't know. It's a topic that I don't know if it's either I don't want to bring it up or it's not something you really touch on when it comes to the internet. Not that it's like the plague or something you bring up, but it's just something that it's something of just it's either that I just don't want to have it be a problem now or something to worry about now. And have the internet. I don't know. I don't know. It's a fine gray line, and it's just that with the personal thing that's happened, I just haven't felt like I could stream the past couple of months, and that's because I just feel more independent. I feel more comfortable when I am just here, just me, myself, and I. And it's nothing personal. It's just that's how I feel like I've operated for months and years doing streams. And not that it would like totally distract me or make me uncomfortable, but it's just something that I've gotten accustomed to, that it's like why change it? Why fix it? And not that it would be any like of a distraction, but I just feel like I feel just more like I said a little earlier, is not that I don't feel this 100% when I'm not home alone, but I feel like when I stream I could be a little more weirder if it's just me and it's just you guys. Not that I can't be weird, but it's just one of those things that just I don't know. Yeah. I mean, you guys get it, and I don't need to explain it probably, but it's just one of those things. Yes. Those actually feel very close to home. It just feels easier. It just feels more convenient for me. It feels like, not like, okay, maybe it is independence, but it just feels like, again, I feel like my brain has made it feel like a schedule. Like in the past, I would be like, okay, stream. Like I literally, it would, like in the past, when we were back to doing actual games and series, it was me waking up, me taking care of myself, me feeding myself, then doing whatever else I needed to do, then I stream. Or if I stream, then doing anything else last. And then being like, I'll figure it out. Like, you know, if I ran for like, if I ran longer than the run time I needed, like let's say if I was like, okay, I want to do a 2-hour stream, and then it becomes 3 hours, I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out. Not a big deal. No stress. No problem. You know? Sort of ordeal. I'd figure out everything out afterwards, and just pick up and just keep going. And figure out everything else from there. So, yes, it feels more relaxed. It feels more comfortable. It feels just more just natural. Yeah, natural. So this is just so it's temporary, and maybe there will be other times like this. I don't know, but for now, I just decided, hey, why not take advantage of this? Since I have today, since I got home from work, and I've had that place to myself, I'll be having the rest of it to myself tonight, till tomorrow, till Tuesday, till Wednesday. So tomorrow morning there'll be something. I'll be using Shadow of War because I have no idea what the hell to use for what we're gonna discuss for tomorrow, because I have a specific review I've been wanting to do for a while live, and that's a whole nother not another can of worms to open up, but that's another story to kind of get into in context. Not that it's bad, it's just like, I'll explain to you guys tomorrow morning. It's not worth the hassle and explanation today. You guys will all get everything tomorrow. So it's like, yeah, this is why I had to do it this way and all this other stuff. So will be kind of like in full flesh, in all full form tomorrow. And then if things go well for this stream, and if things go well for tomorrow's stream, I might do something tomorrow night. So you guys will have 3 streams for the week. And that hopefully when things feel more comfortable again, then I can basically return to form and actually do our games and do the series again. Because there's been times where I'm like, I want to go back and play those things, but I can't without detrimenting our playthrough. And not that it's like an important thing, but it would kind of feel weird to be like, oh, we skipped the ending to Spider-Man, or we skipped a crucial thing in Fallen Order where, spoiler alert, X, Y, and Z happens. Well, I don't know. I know some things that happen, but I'm just making a point. Hopefully, I don't know. I'll see what happens. It depends on how long it'll be after this. Like, let's say it's another 6 months or so after the last time I've streamed. And then maybe I'll have to be like, okay, maybe I have to really be like, think about how to work around my schedule and work around this whole system, or maybe adapt to the system a little bit, or adapt to my comfortability. I don't know. I feel like I could, but at the same time I don't want to, because I like how things operate when we stream. It's just how I feel. It just feels good. And yeah. Yeah, maybe it'll be Canada Day. Sure, I'll do Canada Day for you, Batty. Maybe. I mean, well, you're more than welcome to come watch, Batty, but it's something I don't think you'd feel okay hearing about, if I'm being honest. So, I don't know. I mean, you guys can listen to the... It's going to be a review on a TV show. It's recently come out in the last year. Well, within this year, I should say. It's reached tremendous praise since it's been out. Its release, and it's skyrocketed off the charts and streaming and just popularity. And I wanted to talk about it from the get-go, but things just kind of didn't fall the way I wanted to. So my plan was, hey, I'll stream it. And then, yeah, I haven't had the opportunity to stream since. So here we are. But I don't know if it's... I will admit, Batty, it's something you might not like. I don't think it's something up your alley, but if you want to listen, you're more than welcome to. It's not like I'm going to show you guys what it is. It'll just be my thoughts on the show. And it'll literally just be like this. It'll literally be just exactly like this. This, me playing the game, or me sitting around with this guy here, Talion, who looks, again, I like to say this, is he looks like Aragon. I don't think he's Aragon. He's not Aragon, of course, but he reminds me and he resembles Aragon because of just the voice, the long hair, and just all that jazz. And he looks like he could be like a ancestor to Aragon, if I'm being honest. Even though that wouldn't make any sense, since I think Aragon had nothing to do with the ring, or none of his family heritage had nothing to do with the ring. But hey, I could be all wrong. I could be 100% wrong. I'm not a full hardcore Lord of the Rings fan. I know some stuff with Lord of the Rings, but not to be like, oh, well, you see here in this movie, in this scene, this happened in the books, and no, it didn't happen in the movie. No, I cannot master and I cannot match people's knowledge. Even when it comes to the stuff I know, like the stuff like Marvel or Disney, I feel like I have an upper edge or leg when it comes to that knowledge into things like that. But at the same time, I feel like there's always one person that knows more than me, and that's okay. I don't need to be like I need to know everything in the universe. No, it's just literally I know that I have my knowledge of stuff, and then I know people are like, oh no, there's this, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. So I don't know. It's interesting. It is interesting. I want to see if we can get this guy. Can I get him? Nah, it's okay. I like that he still saw me, but was like, nah. But anyways, so I will say this. Vegito, Mage Wolf, you guys might want to tune in for it. I will say that. It is something you guys know of, and you guys like. And maybe some of you might like it. but I'm kind of implying that you two might know what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So don't. It's not a big deal if you put it in the chat or if you don't say anything. I'm just letting you guys know that, hey, wink, wink, it's that.
Somebody pissing your grog. Like it here.
Alright, so a few more minutes, or maybe at least a few more minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. So if you guys want to leave stuff in the chat, feel free to do so. This is literally this is now the portion of the stream where it's just like, okay, easy, just laid back part, everything's out of my system. I'm finally happy that I finally got this out, even if it's been months after how I wanted it, because I wanted this to be a stream I was going to do during March Marvel Madness. And same goes for Spider-Man. I would have ended the Spider-Man series on March Marvel Madness, and then would have done the DLC. But then obviously things came to a halt, so obviously there's nothing I can do about it. But I'm just saying, in a alternate reality, if a certain event didn't happen, like so let me just put it like this way. Like, this was still a thing that was going on even when I was streaming. Like, this was a thing that was happening during November when this news happened for me, but something just literally hit the ground in February, and it just totally flattened things for me. So, yeah, so that's that's what I mean. If you guys kind of know, you know. If not, it's literally in the clue of that. It just hit the ground. Like, if that moment didn't hit the ground, then I would have been streaming. We would have done Spider-Man. We would have ended with Spider-Man. We would have done the DLC. We would have done this March Marvel Madness podcast thing with Kang, talking about Kang a bit, and probably still would have done all the other videos that I did for March Marvel Madness, which I will probably have annotation at the end of this video of like, hey, this was this year's March Marvel Madness, or if you want to see what March Marvel Madness is, then it'll be at the end. If you want to come back, check this out on the replay, because come back like 10 minutes, 20 or so, maybe an hour, I'll have those annotations, because once this is done, this is a video, I can then go edit and then be like, boom, annotations. Or maybe wait till tomorrow, because I have no idea if YouTube is able to render you know, the whole ordeal with editing or rendering a stream, because it takes a little while to kind of like, it takes I think a little bit to be like, hey, now you can add your little subtitles and your end sequences and things like that. So I think it takes a little while for a stream. I don't know, but if you guys have any final flicking thoughts, feel free to leave some, and then I will take a look at them. I'll be out and then done for the day, done for the night at least, in terms of streaming. And then tomorrow morning you guys could check out what I have planned. Give me a second here. Yeah, also guys, I'm gonna give you guys a real huge fair warning, is whenever, and this goes for everybody, whoever's hearing this, is that whenever I'm streaming, I know that there's like obviously personal notifications and stuff I'll get sent, like on social medias. I check those afterwards. Sometimes we'll scroll a little bit while I'm streaming, but usually I give myself time to be like, okay, I'm gonna check it out after like everything. But yeah, here and there. Yeah, okay. Give you guys another minute. If you guys have anything else, then that's it. Give you guys one more minute and we should be fine. And that'll be it. I'll be wrapping up. But I appreciate all of you that did tune in and are tuning in and everything. And if you guys do come back, feel free to leave stuff in the comments. Feel free to leave stuff in the chat. Well, not in the chat, but feel free to leave stuff in the comments coming back. If you're going to check this out on the replay, if you want to catch up and be like, what was all this about? What did this have to do with it? Why did we all of a sudden talk about Kangness? What is Kangness? Like, these are the questions you guys can check out later on and all that fun jazz. And yeah, feel free to leave stuff in the comments because I appreciate just any little thing whatsoever. So all that is wonderful. But yeah, I think I know that Vegito left, but if Vegito, if you catch us out, I will I'll let him know that he'll want to tune in for tomorrow morning my time. I don't know what time yet. I have no clue. Not that anyone's asking, but I have no clue. But anyways, I think that is going to do it for today. But you guys will know. You guys will see. Whenever you guys get up and at 'em, then you'll know. So thank you guys, all of you that tuned in. I appreciate all of it, 100%. As always, if you like this video, please smash the like button. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. I do awesome videos every day, every week. Make sure you ring that bell to new videos every week. Share the video with your friends. All the good stuff and more. Leave suggestions down in the comments. You name it. I'll look into it as best as possible. Like I said, there's not going to be videos up. Well, let me rephrase that. Let me rewind. Earlier, I said that I'm going to be doing a video for tonight. It's not going to be up tonight, but I will be recording videos and having stuff in between these days because, like I said, I have a video which I'll straight just flat out say it, is that I have something I want to talk about with Indigo Park. It's also, I'll have an annotation to that video. So if you guys come back on the replay, whether it is in 20 minutes, in an hour, in maybe the next day, if you want to come back and check it out and you want to just go to the end and see the annotations, annotation you'll have is March Marvel Madness. I'm saying this out loud also to remind myself too. March Marvel Madness. This stream I was talking about with Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, with the Avengers 5, all that stuff, and Indigo Park. And I think that'll be it. That'll be fine. So, I want to do I have a little idea for Indigo Park, so you guys can go check that out. And if not, if you're kind of impatient and are really curious to know where everything is, go find things, scroll on my videos, scroll through my streams, you'll find all that stuff. So, or just ask me, hey, what was this? And I'll still leave the annotations, but if you're looking to be like, I'm itching to know, then by all means I'll send it personally. But I have videos in between things. I'm trying to think what I have in mind because I'm trying to remember like the next videos, because I have tomorrow morning stream, but I'm trying to think what I have like for upcoming videos. So Indigo Park, I have I think it's like 7 questions or something like that of 2024 edition that the Big Rob Theory shared to me and also mentioned to me. So there's that. There's like I think a few reviews I want to do. I'm trying to remember which ones. I know that there's at least a review I want to maybe get into with Black Adam, because I recently watched Black Adam and I have a few thoughts. Not like a lot, but I have a few things in mind. Trying to think. There's a top 10 video I want to do. I want to work on. I'm gonna keep going, flipping, flopping from top 10 videos to reviews, and then all that good stuff. So appreciate all of you. And before we go, one last final thing. For any of you that left something in the chat, it doesn't matter what you said. It doesn't matter what you said. If you asked me something, if you want to leave comments, if you were talking amongst each other, if it was whatever, it could be a random thing, whatever it is. Point is, if you person, you, whoever you are, yes, you, all of you people, all of you awesome-tacular people there that left something in the chat. If you guys left something in the chat, then that means you guys get shoutouts. So any of you that want to be mentioned in streams get shoutouts, because I look at the chat and I say, hey, I saw this person. That was awesome of him that he said that. Or hey, she said something really cool. Or I thought that was really funny of you. Or whatever it is. You're gonna get shoutouts because you guys are awesome. And I mean, I finally sat down and fully watched Black Adam. I saw pieces of it, but I finally did, yeah. Pretty much. This past weekend, I think. I think I did. It was this past weekend, I want to say. I think. Anyways, it doesn't matter when. But yeah. So, shoutouts to everyone that was here today. Man, people were here today, and I am loving it. So, people that were here today were the following. And if you want to get mentioned in streams, like I said, feel free to leave stuff in the chat. So, anytime you want to be like, hey, I was here for a stream, then if you want to at least say that, then great. So, let me see. If I remember correctly, Brandon was here. There was a lot of you guys, but the chat does not fully show up everything. So, Brandon was here for sure. Vegito was here. Super Vegito. Geo. Jamari, J-Dog, Geo, I think I already said it already, but still, Ruben, Mage Wolf, Ninja Wolf, Tom, Cyber, Batty, am I forgetting a name? I'm looking, I'm scrolling, I'm looking and scrolling, looking, and... Let's see, maybe I need to go back a bit. Go show me the money? Show me the money? No? Doesn't want to show me the money. Maybe not. I don't know. I think that was everyone. I want to say, because it's not loading everything at the moment, but I'm pretty sure 100% that was all of you. But I appreciate all of you guys a ton for this, honestly. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all